Hanging leg lifts. So first thing, talking about hanging, we want to be using hook grip, not a crush grip. And what I mean by that, I'll just grab a little bar to demonstrate. A crush grip is where I'm crushing my object into the palm of my hand. So I'm really squeezing. A lot of times when people will put their hands on the bar, they'll try to crush the palm into it and wrap as much meat on the bar as possible. And that's certainly understandable instinct, because you feel like you have more friction when you have more skin in the game trying to hang. But that's going to poop out your wrist flexors and your finger flexors, all the muscles of your arm calves here. So instead, what we want to use is a hook grip. The same grip you use for a lot of weightlifting movements. Whenever you have a small cylinder to grab onto, you're going to drape your fingers over the bar, and you can still lock down with the thumb, but here I'm hanging from my fingers, not the fold of skin at the first knuckle. So I don't want to hang on this thing right here. See how it folds that skin right there? Instead, I want to get past it and hang right on right on the fingers, just past that fold. So that's a hook grip. We're going to use that for all of the progressions of our hanging leg lift. Bloop. The other piece of hanging, until your fingers are ready, fingers are strong and feel ready to hang, is you might need a little bit of assistance in the pressure. So you're going to build up calluses and strength so your fingers are used to hanging. We use these strips, it's cut pieces of an old mat that you can drape over the bar and hang from, so that the thing that you're thinking about isn't just, oh my God, I'm hanging on my hands, but you can practice the actual movement of hanging leg lifts. So, time to hang. First progression, you reach up overhead. Your arms can be about shoulder width apart. They don't have to be perfectly aligned. You find a place that feels good for you, a little more space feels better to hang directly. Great, find a place that feels good for you. But our first progression, knees squeeze together. This helps fire the deep core, not just firing our abs and our hip flexors, but bringing the deep core of our pelvis into the movement by squeezing the legs together. That'll help fire your center line. When your center line is fired, then we're going to pick up our knees as high as we can go and then come back down in between. So you can touch down in between each rep, or a number of the reps. That's progression one. Progression two is then doing continuous lifts without touching down in between. So here all your reps are going to come up and down, and you're going to hang the whole time. Progression three is we're going to start to reach our leg top point of the lift. So if you have femurs for days like me, and long legs and long limbs, this gets really tough. This is not going to be a movement that you're going to be a world-class expert at. But you can use that to your advantage by getting a lot stronger to be able to accomplish even a medium range on a long limb person is going to mean that you're going to use a lot of strength to get there. When we do the reach, you're going to lift up your knees, bent first, and then you're going to reach your legs out, bring them back in, and then come down. Whew, one rep is pretty tough. So that's the next progression. After that, we can start doing straight leg negatives. So that means I'm going to come up, I'm going to reach, still squeezing together, and then I'm going to bring my legs down. The difference between that and a progression you're not ready for in the straight leg negative is when you reach out and then the legs just fall down with gravity. So if you can't control all of the angles, you're not ready for that progression yet. No problem. Just go back. Slow is strong, especially on a movement like this. Slow is strong. There's no point in throwing yourself up and throwing yourself down. Well, maybe there's a point, but you're robbing yourself of some strength development, which is a better point to make, right? So slow is strong. And the last progression will be trying to bring your legs up straight all the way up and all the way down. So that might come up to a particular height. You can work on toes to bar. So I just did accomplish a toes to bar. It was a bit of a cheat because I had to do a little bit of scap activation. I used a bit of my upper body. So what? Again, I'm not working toward a world-class version of this. I'm just trying to bring my legs up as high as I can, get as strong as I can. Over time, maybe I use a little less scap activation, and I bring my legs only as high as I can without a lot of cheat. But the key is that I'm trying to control up and control down. Those are the 5 main progressions. There may be some others. Certainly talk to a coach or a clinician. If you have some limitations that get in the way, there are things that we can do that don't involve hanging that will work similar patterns. But that's the main progressions for hanging leg lift.